Alright, welcome back guys. I'm here with the fourth installment of Showdown battles. I think it's the fourth. Anyways, so I'm here with my T-Wave oriented team. I have T-Wave on my Blissey, my Celebi, and my Magnezone, and I basically got T-Wave on them to set up for the Porygon Z sweep. My Gengar doesn't really need the two waves, but I'm sure it'll help because my Gengar also has Trick, so he'll be giving away that Choice Scarf in some occasions. Even then, he might not need it. But either way, setting up the two wave is nice because a lot of my other pokes are not that fast on the team, so it will give them a chance to fight. So let's get into game one. Alright, starting off, I go with the Tentacruel. He goes with his own Porygon Z. And I switch into Henzo, my Gengar, and try to hit the Focus Blast here. Really unfortunate miss, and Henzo's gone early. So I send in the Blissey just to take whatever it has coming here, and just decide to T-Wave it so that it's slower. Make sure it's slower once I bring my Porygon Z in. He brings in the Ape, and I just decide to switch out to the Tentacruel to take whatever he has coming, most likely that close combat. And he decides to switch here because he doesn't want to stay in for the Surf. Luckily though, my Nosehair is able to do a good amount of damage with that crit on the Roserade. And I go ahead and switch to this Celebi to take in whatever the Roserade has coming. And I decide to T-Wave because I really want to slow that thing down. And he brings in the Porygon Z that's already T-Wave. So didn't work out, but I did get the Parahax on the switch. And I did a double switch here, predicting a change back into the Infernape once I brought out the Blissey, but he didn't. He brought out the Gengar. Either way, I'm able to get a Surf on that and do some damage, but I switch back into the Blissey to wall whatever special attack this thing has coming. And there goes that Ape, and we're able to get a nice T-Wave on it, slow it down a bit. And then from here, I bring in Celebi, and I see that it has the Life Orb on it, so from here, I start off with the HP Fire, just to do a little damage. I think I didn't realize at the time that it had a Life Orb on it, but now I do, so I just decided to recover up. If it's going to stay in here and gunk shot me, I'm just going to keep recovering so it kills itself with that Life Orb, and just play it safe. I think on this last turn I did a Hidden Power Fire, which I shouldn't have. I should have just kept with the recovery so that I can have full health by the time that thing died. Yeah, there goes the HP Fire. Should have just recovered because the Life Orb was going to kill him anyway, and I would have had a lot better health to get into this next battle. But I didn't need it because he sends in Hippowdon for some reason, and I'm able to get the nice Grass Knot on that heavy ground type. So he brings in Roserade, sets up the Swords Dance, and I don't really want this thing setting up too much, so I think I try and go for the HP Fire here, but I get the Sludge Bomb, so I go down. I decide to go here with Magnezone, try and get another T-Wave off. Again, that's the theme of the game here. Try and get as much T-Waves as I can to try and get priority. And yeah, so I think I go for the Dark Pulse here because I know that he's going to switch out to the Gengar. And even if he doesn't, Slowbro is a Psychic type as well, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, he sends in his Porygon Z to fight mine off and take the hit from that Dark Pulse, and he dies from Life Orb as well. Slowbro comes back in. I know he's a special attacker, so I just decide to go ahead and Seismic Toss, bring in the Blissey. And I get some really nice Parahax on these next few sequences. Yeah, pretty sure he was not happy about it. I think you'll see him writing in the chat here in a second. Yeah, he says, "Are you serious?" And I'm pretty sure I tell him, "Yeah, that's just unlucky." So yeah, pretty much goes like this. I think he eventually decides to switch out in order to keep this thing alive. I'm not sure what for, because the Sandstorm's gonna kill this thing anyway. He says no, don't get rid of the Toxic. It took him 3 turns to get that Toxic. So I think right here is where he switches out. Yep, and the Seismic Toss just goes ahead and finishes the Roserade regardless. Brings back in the Slowbro, and yeah, it's pretty much GG from there. So good game, Fook Lord, and let's go on to battle number 2. Alright, match number 2 against Lesbian Chihuahua. He starts off with Aerodactyl. I start off with Nose Hair. He goes for the Earthquake, and I go with the Surf. And at this point, I know he's going to EQ again, so I just go ahead and send in my Gengar to take that EQ immunity and finish off this Aerodactyl here. They bring in the Gengar, and I bring in my Debug Log, my little Porygon Z, to go ahead and hit this Dark Pulse. Luckily, they went for the Focus Punch. And this thing comes in, and I just go ahead and Focus Blast. I get a decent amount of damage on this Bronzong, and I switch over to Magnezone, thinking that I'm going to trap it, but it ends up just exploding. So, and really, I should have just stayed at the Gengar, because I would have got some nice immunity there, and the Bronzong would have just killed itself for no reason. But either way, she ends up sending in the Dragonite, and I send in the T-Wave and Blissey here to get the nice T-Wave on the Dragonite. And this thing just keeps on deciding to Brick Break, so I'm just like, okay, I'll go ahead and send in my Gengar this next turn to take that Brick Break immunity and finish you off with the Focus Blast. Well, I decided to Trick first just so I can get some lefties off of it. So I get the nice Focus Blast here, and then they send in the Gliscor, and I just go ahead and Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball again to finish it off. It EQs to hit me with nothing because I have immunity. So the Dragonite comes back in, does some damage. I just decide to stay in to do some more damage with my T-Bolt and set it up for the next poke coming in, which will be Debug Log here to go ahead and finish it off with the nice Ice Beam. So GG Lesbian Chihuahua. Let's go on to battle number 3. Alright, match number 3 against this unpronounceable name. They start off with Alakazam. I start off with Tentacruel. I go ahead and switch into the Blissey, knowing that a Psychic's coming. And this is probably the play of the game right here. I get the nice T-Wave onto the switch in for the Metagross. And this allows me to trap it with my Magnezone and then hit the Magnet Rise because I'm fast enough before they do the Earthquake. So that was really nice. That would have been, my Magnezone would have been done for from that EQ. And I'm able to just HP fire this thing down. And that was really awesome because I don't think my team can really deal with Magnezone that well. So that was really nice. I switch back into the Blissey. Pretty much every time this Alakazam comes out, that's what I'm going to do. Because I really want to get that T-Wave on it because I know it's fast. Either way, I get the T-Wave on the Slacking, and here's where the foolishness starts. So I go for the trick, and I get the Choice Band, giving them the Choice Scarf, and I'm just like, no, I want that Choice Scarf back. So I trick again and get my Choice Scarf back. I predict they're going to switch, so I trick again, and I'm just like, well, this went nowhere. So I trick again to get my Choice Scarf back, and then they get the Parahax. And I should have just, well, actually, no, I shouldn't have. Good thing I switched that, because I would have said, I was going to say I should have Focus Blast, but they switched to Gengar. Anyways, I switched back into the Gengar after I switched to Blissey, and I finally get the Focus Blast, and the foolishness is over. The Dragonite comes out, and I know I want to slow this thing down, so I just go over to the Blissey, get the T-Wave, and from here I'm just like, you know what, I think I'll stay in, I'll do some S-tosses, try to weaken this thing down, which in reality, honestly, I should have just went for, probably just went straight to the Porygon. I don't know. Because if this thing went for Dragon Claw like that, I don't know if Porygon would have lived it the way Blissey did, so it's probably good that I stayed in. Anyway, Debug Log comes in anyway to finish it off with the Ice Beam, and I just decide he's already in here, let's just let him do some work. So he absolutely shatters that Gengar's health, and he's going to take another Sludge Bomb, which he's able to live really good, and we're able to take down that Gengar. So nice work from Debug Log. There's that Alakazam that I've wanted to T-Wave earlier in the game, but too bad for us. It's able to live with the Focus Sash. It has super weak health, so that Sash is to be expected. And either way, we're able to take it out with Nose Hair here, this bulky little thing. And here comes the Gyarados. I love that Pokemon. And I just decided to bring in Magnezone to hit the T-Bolt and then finish this thing off. Poor Gyarados, so weak to electric. But yeah guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment with some helpful tips below, and I'll see you next time.